So I've always been fond of Olympic lifting. I admire the athletes because of their insane strength, essentially. And you start to realize that their muscle mass is not necessarily the end all be all of raw strength. Rather, it's a skill. You become technical. You teach your body to become efficient with the clean and jerk or the snatch. And the reason why I love this so much might come down to my calisthenics roots because calisthenics is about teaching your body to get powerful with static holds and skills. So 2 days ago, I posted a video of a 90 kilo power clean with terrible form, and I asked for people to critique it and give me some tips. And the one comment that seems to always give me the perfect advice is, of course, Mantis Calisthenics. And I've been watching quite a few of his Olympic lifts as well, and they're extremely smooth. And he gave me the advice for the bar to be close to my legs, especially when driving the first pull. So in the other video I had, one tip was my barbell was very far from my body. There was like a lot of lateral movement instead of just a pure vertical output. And I think there's a lot of energy leakage with that. And another point was there was not an explosive turnover of my elbows. I was not turning my elbows fast enough to catch the clean. And I almost just kind of stopped midway and then slowly pushed myself out by sheer force. And that's why in this session, I really tried to put in a lot of time into just 30 kilos, 40 kilos, 50 kilos, the light weights to really get comfortable and used to the first pull. I think doing hand cleans, they're not too bad because I kind of have an idea of the triple extension where you just kind of push and you use your momentum to lift the barbell into the clean position. But it's always the initial pull. It's always been so confusing to me because my shins seem to always be in the way. The barbell seems to always hit my knees, and thus it gets in the way of me kind of dragging it along my thighs. It just didn't make sense. And I think this also comes with the fact that I have no experience with deadlifting. I only squat, and I've been confused about my hip drive and how high my hips should be. And I've recently watched a YouTube video of a Chinese tutorial of weightlifting. I've always been watching Chinese athletes and their Olympic lifting, but this was a specific tutorial, and they mentioned that you should keep your back neutral and it should remain in the same angle for the initial pull, and your hips should not drive up before your legs. You should be using your leg strength in order to pull the weight. And in my video here, you could kind of see that at the 50 kilo mark, my hips were just driving right up first. And it made me realize that some deadlift videos have also said if your hips are naturally lifting up before you even pull the barbell in a deadlift, that kind of suggests that your strongest stance or the position that you're strongest at must be with your hips being higher, and thus your hips will no longer rise when you initiate the pull. And I tried this out in these lifts, and it seemed to be pretty effective. I think with the elbow turnover rate, that one just requires just a bit of effort and just consciously trying to get under the bar and just switch the elbows. I think that I kind of knew how to do before. It's just when it gets to a heavy weight, I start to mess up and I don't get under the bar fast enough, and I don't have the explosive strength to pull it high enough. So I guess those are just my amateur thoughts on the power clean, and I'm actually super excited to see what I can do with progression. So that's basically it, and I'll finish it off here.